what makes a good generic for a story? And what I'm talking about is kind of like the cannon fodder for stories in a way. At least the iconic cannon fodder, like think Stormtroopers, where you can have a whole army of them, but the heroes are going to win generally. But then it's kind of like that thing where you have either the red shirts or whatever, where you want the kind of main characters or the main villains to not get wasted in action sequences, but still establish the other side as legitimate or a threat. So it's useful to have kind of like this recognizable thing. And again, especially with games, you want to have that thing where you can almost copy and paste because you aren't sure how many enemies the player is supposed to fight at times. So then there's kind of that overlap. And sometimes there can be a bit of customization where there is a bit of uniqueness between them, but oftentimes that may be reserved for more variations. Like think of all the different stormtrooper types in the movies, where for almost each kind of function there was a different variation on the uniform. And I think with this is that it does create that merchandise opportunity. So it is kind of like, oh, assembling all the figures for War Game or collecting characters in the video game or even action figures in real life so you can just smash them together. So it is very much oriented on the profit side in a way, but it can be interesting to really think about what makes some of those so iconic and why do some stick out in our heads more than others. Is there a certain uniqueness to them or is there a variety to them? What is it? So anyway, just kind of thought this was interesting as I thought about more of the generics that I like just because it isn't what other people may like at times. And so it's kind of like, okay, why do I latch onto these and why haven't I latched onto others? As well as, well, what makes some of them so iconic? But anyway, that's kind of my rambling on about it. But why not let me know what you think?